Everybody wants a shortcut when they're running lead gen campaigns. They want to be doing cold email campaigns and reaching out to thousands of people and expect loads of booked calls on their calendar. They want to be doing Facebook DMs, Instagram DMs, LinkedIn DMs, all automated so they don't have to do anything. And yes, that does work. It does book in meetings, but I'm going to show you how you can spend 3 to 5 minutes just to do one form of outreach to go and reach out to your ideal prospect, which roughly gets one meeting out of 3 forms of outreach that you do. And you're going to be using Loom videos, and it's very simple and easy to set up. And a lot of people do get it wrong when they're doing personalized video outreach because they have no idea what to say and they end up just waffling on. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you how you can implement this yourself very quickly, and I guarantee you start getting responses within the week if you start doing this straight away. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. So just before I get into the framework of how this actually all would pan out for you, I just want to show you some examples of what you can do here. So essentially, when you create a Loom video, which Loom is here, if you just type that in, if you've never used it before on Google, and you can send a link to someone, and it will basically be a screen recording video of yourself in the corner, and then you can have anything showing in the background. So the idea is you might want to be showing someone's website in the background here, or you might want to be showing their LinkedIn profile in the background, their Instagram profile, their Facebook profile, whatever it may be. All you want to be doing here is to create a bit of curiosity, and you can do the exact same thing by sending them the link on email as well. So you've got their website in the background, you've got their website here, and then you're in the corner. So these are just some examples that I've done that's helped me book meetings. And the reason why this does actually book so many meetings and it gets people to click onto that video, which you're going over and explaining your product or your service, is because there's pure curiosity here. Like, why would I be on someone's LinkedIn profile? Obviously, this is going to Phil. This is Phil's LinkedIn profile, and you can see some of his videos here, which is what I actually mentioned in that video. He's going to be thinking on the other end when he receives this, because on Loom, you can see a GIF, and it basically shows you a very quick snippet of what that video is. And he's going to be thinking, what the hell's Ben doing on my LinkedIn profile here? That's a bit strange. So there's pure curiosity here. Again, there's different examples. This one I used their website that was in the background here, and you can see I'm explaining here. Again, someone's LinkedIn profile, someone's website, etc., etc. So that's the first thing that Loom enables you to do. It's actually piquing someone's curiosity. And you can see here just some examples. You know, here was he was asking for a Zoom chat, and then he actually gave me his mobile straight away. There was literally no back and forth. Sometimes you're not going to hit a home run, but because you've actually spent a lot of time and effort going in and doing this, and it seems like there's a lot of effort because you've spent 3 to 5 minutes out of your day to actually go and record this, and it takes about 30 seconds to go and send someone. You can see here, this is pretty much, someone was basically saying, look, this is great stuff, but he's not actually ready. So in the next 2 months, he's just bogged down with his workload. But we basically had a bit of back and forth, and he said, let's have a chat in a couple of months. You can see on this one here, someone's actually he actually sent 3 voice notes back to me. So he spent another 3 minutes because I spent about 3 to 5 minutes on this one. These two here, you can see someone just booked in straight away because I always add a link for someone to go and book a call straight away so they don't have to necessarily reply to me. Same with this one here. So the idea is you want to just spend around 3 to 5 minutes recording this video, and it's got to be personalized and relevant to go and send to people. And the number one mistake most people make is their hook is terrible. So that first sort of 30 seconds or 20 to 40 seconds is terrible. It doesn't pique any more curiosity, and someone's just going to bounce off the video and think it's strange that you've sent them a video. So there's 3 main parts to the hook, and the first one is the easiest part. So it's just showing your face, and you obviously want to be showing that you're in a good mood. You may be smiling. I sometimes put my hand up and just say, hey, John, and just be smiling like that. So that's what I use in my hook, just literally at the very start. And then the trigger and the observation. So you need to explain something that you've actually seen on their profile. So for example, with Phil, I noticed that he was posting a lot, and I was curious to see if that was generating him any leads, because I do lead generation for companies. And then I always added in a bit of humor. So like, if you can just add a bit of humor and show that you're a real person, you're not a robot. You know, you might want to mention something, personal that you saw on their website. I know for Phil, he used to be a physio. I saw on his experience. That's the power of LinkedIn. You can see someone's background and what they've done. So I noticed that he was a physio. I've got a bad lower back at the moment from probably sitting at this chair all day. And I just made a joke about, oh, my back's killing. I could actually do with a physio. But anyway, this is why I was reaching out. So I always add a bit of humor, and those triggers would be something like I said, previous work. You might want to mention something from their post. What have they got a good picture or banner? You might want to read their about us section. This literally takes about 10 seconds. So if you can spend 5 to 10 seconds just finding something that you can explain and maybe add a bit of humor to and just trigger that curiosity from them, it's well worth doing if you can just spend that little bit of time to find something. So the hook, you're probably thinking, what can I actually say in that 20 to 40 seconds? There's so many different things you can be saying, but this is just one example. So you might say, hey John, hey name, notice something about your profile. So notice you're posting a lot, and then you add a bit of humor, and then you say, I've got a quick idea that could actually help you achieve a certain outcome. So it's got to be a very quick fix. So something that they can see, and it's going to keep them curious to say, okay, well, what's this guy about to show me? Show that very quick fix. So whether it's something on their website, whether it's something that they're doing on LinkedIn, whatever it may be, you want to show that quick fix. And if you can't find a quick fix, you need to replace that with something else. And then that's your lead in. So when you've done the quick fix, it should ideally be relevant to what you do. So for me, I do lead generation. So I'd be explaining something about his LinkedIn profile that could help him start generating more leads. That's your lead in to basically saying, okay, I actually work with people in X industry and helping them achieve X outcome. And I thought I'd explain how you could go and do the same. So very quickly, here's just an example. So, hey John, I noticed you're posting a lot on LinkedIn. Don't worry, I'm not stalking your profile. That's the bit of humor. I wanted to share a very quick tweet that could help you start generating more inbound meetings. And then you proceed to show that. Don't spend ages on this. It's a very quick scan over what you could do. And then you say, anyway, that's not just why I was making this video. I actually work with people in the property and finance sector, helping them generate 3 to 5 high quality meetings on a weekly basis. And I thought I could explain how you could do the same. So there's pure intrigue here, and you've added in a bit of humor, and they can see you're a real person. And this is when you want to go straight over to showing some proof. And you don't have to deep this, you don't have to spend long on this. If you've got some screenshots or testimonials or case studies, just show them on your screen. It may be something on your website, and basically explain the key outcome that you deliver tied in with that social proof. So then they've got a reason to stick around. And ideally those pieces of social proof are your target market in terms of who you're reaching out to right now. So if it's a person in property, you'd be showing a property case study or testimonial. So here you just want to very quickly lead into the pain that they might be struggling with at the moment. So what's the number one frustration your ideal customer profile repeats on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever it may be? So you want to just lead into that and explain to them that what they are struggling with, their pain, what keeps them up at night. So most of your ideal customer profiles struggle with a core pain which costs them this amount of pain. So for example, most financial advisors struggle to generate a consistent flow of high quality leads with people that actually show up to the meeting, and this results into inconsistent revenue. So it'd just be something like that, very quick, short and easy to explain. And then this is the main bulk of why you're reaching out. You want to get to this point pretty quickly. So this is your solution. So you don't just want to lead into the benefits of what you do and how you go and do it, the technicalities and everything like that. No one cares. What they care about is the mistakes that they're making and your solutions, and then the actual outcome. So the reason why I've put mistake 1, mistake 2, mistake 3 here is because you want to explain what people usually tend to do before they start to work with you and generate good results. So for example, for me, I do lead generation for companies and I help them do lead generation. So, people might be spending hours and hours posting on a daily basis, which takes a lot of their time, and they're waiting for leads to come to them. Mistake number 2, they're probably thinking about running advertising campaigns because they see it on their social media all the time, which it's effective, but it burns a lot of budget. And mistake 3 is they're thinking about building some sort of fancy funnel, or they pitch people way too early and it just really doesn't work for them. And then tie each solution in with the mistakes that they make. So, if they're thinking about posting on a daily basis, they could be using that time to go and prospect people on a one-on-one basis. Number 2 could be, they could be setting up email marketing campaigns that are going in the background. Or number 3 could be, they could be figuring out their ideal customer profile, creating a highly targeted lead list, and then creating an offer that goes in with that, so they don't have to reach out to as many people to go and get as many responses and booked calls. You just want to explain the mistakes, the solutions, and then what's the outcome of each one of those mistakes. So is it going to be time? Are they going to save time? Are they going to save resource in terms of cash that they're spending at the moment? Are they going to be able to hire someone else as a result of using this solution that you've got, whatever it may be. And then the call to action. So you want to keep this very short and sweet. And the main thing that people get wrong here is their call to action is not low friction. So what I mean by that is it needs to be so easy for someone to reply to this, and you don't want to be asking for an in-depth analysis of like what they're struggling with at the moment. You just want to very quickly ask them at the end of the video, if you're interested in this, feel free to book a call. You can click that button on Loom. It allows you to just put a button there, and you can put your calendar link on there. You could just ask them to reply on LinkedIn on the message, or reply to this email, yes, or something like that, very low friction. Or on Loom, you can actually get someone to react with a thumbs up emoji, and that will notify me or you that they've actually reacted to it, and then that's when you can start initiating further conversation. So 3 examples here, you might ask them, okay, all you need to do is click that button to go and book a call. Or you might say, just reply and I'll send you the mini deliverable, whichever you discuss. So reply and I'll send you a free quick marketing audit. Or you might want to do react to this message or react to this video and I will send you a quick audit. So it's got to be very low friction. And to be honest, most people don't have the intuition to just click that button and go and book a call themselves. It's just another 3 clicks out of their day where you've taken them off to do something, but they can very easily just say yes and reply to the email. That's when you can get the ball rolling. That's when you can go and give them 2 times to go and book them in for a call, whatever it may be. So the idea is just keeping that extremely low friction. So there is a way to actually go and automate all of this. And you're probably thinking, it's going to take me, say, 3 to 5 minutes to go and do one video. So let's say it's 5 minutes to actually go and send it to someone. So to send 5 videos, it's going to take me 25 minutes. Well, in my experience, it's well worth doing personalized, because you can actually see, they can see the time and effort that you've put in. Because I would not have got a booked call with Phil if I didn't actually speak about his post. I actually mentioned that I watched this video and I added a bit of humor in there. It was all succinct very nicely. And you can use a tool to actually go and automate all of this, and it's pretty powerful. But again, it's not as good as doing it personalized. But essentially, you can go to Replic. I've used it before a lot to go and send email outreach videos. And essentially what you can do is you can put the company's website in the background, and then you can create an evergreen video. So it's just you in the corner explaining, hey, this is the reason why I'm reaching out, and I'm on your website because X, Y, and Z. But the issue with that is you can't be super personalized, because it's just going to be an evergreen video. So you're not going to be able to say, hey, John. You're not going to be able to say their company name. It's going to be sent out to hundreds of people potentially. And the way this works is you basically get a spreadsheet of contact decision maker details, their company website URL, and then it will basically use AI to go and scrape that, and it will put their website in the background here. You can see I actually did this at the top over here. So I created an evergreen video here, and I just uploaded all of the website URLs. So you can see this one and this one. You can see that is the exact same video which actually booked meetings. But what does work very well is you do it on LinkedIn DMs, because I don't know about you, but I'm pretty skeptical of clicking links on emails. But with LinkedIn, you've got a bit more trust, because someone can actually see my face. They can go over to my company profile. They can see what I'm about. They can see what I do. So me sending a link to a Loom video and a GIF here that they can actually see, you get a lot more people clicking on it. Whereas with email, you're still going to get people to click on it. Like, people do it because they can see your face and things like that. But it's just so much quicker and easier, and trust is built more on LinkedIn. Same with as if you were going to do it on Instagram or Facebook. So essentially, you're just sending out a link. So this is just one of many methods that we do for all of our clients, and I actually teach people and help people go and do this to generate high quality leads on a weekly basis. Click the link in the description and you can book a call with me, and we can discuss how this might pan out for you.